Een hele goede morgen. Oké, eggs. Goedemorgen. We are speaking about eggs. In the general world, they say there is a pidgam who say what was before the egg or the chicken, but for us there is no any question because we know the Briat Olam that the chicken was first and the egg came after. And we have a very important principle in the halacha, who is Kol hayotze min tahor tahor, Kol hayotze min tameh tameh. That's a Gemara in Choros Daf Hey Omud Beis. What is coming out from something who is pure, something who is non-pure is what is going out of it is not pure. Okay, and there is a lot of in the Gemara what we have on several animals. We have kashrus simonim, that we have the, how do you call it, split
of taste, yeah.
Okay, so what's going on if the baby has not the character of the mother? Yes, is it still kosher or not? Because the Torah says that you have to have the simanim of kashrut, the how do you say, the signs that it's kosher. So, but we, on another hand, the Gemara in Chorot Daf Hey Omud Beis says, Kol hayotze min tahor tahor, Kol hayotze min tameh tameh. What is going out of kosher is kosher. What is going out of a non-kosher is non-kosher. Okay. So now, if we want to speak about eggs, and we are going to speak about eggs from Fluche, how do you say Fluche?
Wat vluggen?
Vogels.
Birds.
So we have a list in the Torah of the kosher birds. So if it comes from a kosher bird, it's kosher. And if it doesn't come from a kosher bird, it's not kosher. Okay? So very simple.
Was this the hele communicatie?
Nou, dat hoor je zo.
No.
Especially the kosher.
So kosher vogel you can eat, not kosher vogel you cannot eat. So the eggs is exactly the same. The eggs are a subproduct, how do you call it? So yes, of this animal. So if this animal is kosher, the products of the animal are kosher. If it's not kosher, it's the product is also not kosher.
You know if the animal is kosher.
That you know because there is a list in the Torah who says the problem with the list is the masoret. You know, everyone knows what happened here in Amsterdam in Etz Chaim when the Mesilat Yesharim was how do we say was printed. So Rav Moshe Chaim Lutzato has bring faisan and kvartel for the Seudah for the all the rabbis came and the brother Propes from the printer. It was a very, very big day after 2 years that he was here for printing the Mesilat Yesharim. And the rabbi says, no way, you are not going to serve this, that's not kosher. Okay? So he has bring his rabbis from Italia, and they have proved that it's kosher. So the Amsterdam rabbis agreed to serve it to the Seudah, and that was done. And the Melamed Le'oil in Berlin, he brings it in his tshuvas that in Amsterdam, from this time till now, they are shechting kvartel, and that's why I let on weddings and on receptions that they bring kvartel eggs. Okay, we don't have a shchita here, so we don't have kvartel, and also it's not very, how do you call it? It's very the the quantity of meat that you have in it is not very big, so you have no invested. No one wants to invest in it. It's like in Israel, they wanted to how do you say, to make the shchita of a giraffe, and the guy who was selling it say, I want it prepaid before, because after that you will say, yeah, we have found it streife, and the simonim were not kosher, we are not going to pay, so he wanted to be prepaid cash. So at the end they couldn't achieve to have a giraffe to eat. So yeah. No.
Nee, je glas.
Waar je moet
Oh,
zetten.
dit is glas.
Dat het nekje is wat langer dan gewoon.
No, that's
That's,
the sipurei yeladim. That's
okay, that's what I learned.
yes, I also learned it.
Dan gaat
You-
village komen.
You know, the teachers, when they don't know, so they say stories. You know, not all the teachers are Talmidei Chachomim, and that's a pity. You know, Rav Steinman, he was in his class in Brisk, and he asked 2 good questions to his Rebbe, and his Rebbe gave him eine links und eine rechts. Okay, so nowadays it's no more possible because it's totally forbidden, but still you have teachers who are how do you say, underqualified. Okay, but that's not the issue of this morning. So we say that a kosher bird has kosher eggs, a non-kosher bird has non-kosher eggs. Okay? כל היוצא מן הטהור, טהור, כל היוצא מן הטמא, טמא. But the problem is that we are living in Buitenveldert, Amstelveen, who is not really, how do you say, in the campaign, in the, how do you call it, in the
Platteland.
platteland. Yes, here people have no chicken in the garden, and they have no, how do you say, schaap and other animals. Yes, people are more living where they have a car and a bike, and okay, so that's life in town. So they go by Albertine or by Jumbo or for the restaurants, and they go by Macro or by how do we call it? Yes, to get your furniture. So they come.
IKEA.
They come with their eggs, and they say, "Meneer Mashgiach, can I use these eggs or not?" And he has to answer on the eggs and not on the chicken, because the chicken is not in front of him. The bird is not in front of him. So he has to know exactly what is the halacha about the, how do you call it, the eggs. Okay, so the Shulchan Aruch in Siman Pei Vov Seif Aleph, he brings simonim. Yes.
Can I ask you,
Yes.
what is the difference between brown eggs and white eggs?
I will tell you.
Kom
I will
later.
tell you. Okay, I will already answer, but I will not answer why this one has more blood and this has less blood. That I will tell after that. But what's the difference between brown and white? The brown is the pigmentation of the chicken, and the white is the pigmentation of the chicken. So if you have a white chicken, he gets white eggs, and if you have a brown chicken, you get brown eggs. Okay, so there is no any difference also in kashrut between both. Also, you will see why we prefer white eggs.
Yes,
But
because
because
they are,
blood.
no,
less blood.
in Dutch I can only say it. They can schouwen on the bed,
On the lamp.
the eggs are following, and they can see white eggs that there's no blood.
why?
Because it's white, you can look through it when there's a
Very
light
good.
behind.
Oh, very good. So you have the answer. You have the answer. that because all the eggs are, before they go to the shop, they are, how do you say, they go through a light. Geschouwd. Yes.
Oh,
What?
oké. Als
So-
ik bij een boer eieren
Nee, boer,
Nee, als je bij Albert Heijn gaat.
ik praat over
dan zie
Albert
ik,
Heijn.
hij dacht die kippenkop.
Dat is ook
One
zo.
second, one
Dat
second.
is
Yes,
sowieso kosher.
I cannot answer and give a share of everything in 1 second. Okay. A ger came to Hillel Azaken, and he asked him, "How learn me? How do you say?"
On one leg.
On one leg, but I have problem of also of what do you call it, of equilibrium of so I can stay on one leg for a few seconds. So don't ask me, okay? Don't ask me to give the shiur on one leg. I am not able to, okay? I get no vergunning from the arbor because I cannot stand on one leg and to give a shear on one leg. So
Go
that's
two legs.
what? Yes. They say you have 2 legs, so use both. So what are the simony? What are the signs? So we know that fish, we have 2 signs, Schrube and Finne. We know that animals has two signs, split hoof, and also erkawa. Okay, so by eggs also the chachamim, there is no, the Torah doesn't say anything about the signs of the eggs because the Torah says kol hayotze min hatameh tameh, kol hayotze min hatahor tahor. So they don't need to, because in the past, like you say, they were not living in Beuterfeld and not in Amstelveen, yes? So they could see which bird is here and which kip you have in front of you. So there was no discussion from what is the source. But if you go by the market and you buy eggs, so you need simony. So עם שני ראשי הקדים או חדים, so if both sides of the eggs are, how do you say it?
The same
Allongé. If both are, or both are round, it is not okay. You need to have one like this and one who is round, okay? Like we have nowadays by our eggs, okay? That's the first thing. The second thing, you have to have the white part outside and the yellow part inside, okay? The yellow has to be inside the egg, okay? But if it's the contrary, for sure, it's not kosher. No.
Before you open the egg, how can you see it?
You cannot see. Okay. But
Na 2 keer weten.
but the second question is, can we trust the how do we say?
Farmer?
No, not the farmer, the seller. And that's a very interesting thing because normally, how do we say, there is a lot of things that we can trust. We say, uman lo mara la umnute. We can ask, how do we say, the cook, what he has put in his sauce and his, how do we say, neeman. You can trust him.
You can trust him.
Why? Because uman lo mara le umnute. We say that a professional never lies because after that, when Michelin will come, he will not give him any stars. Okay, so it is his reputation. It is his okay, and this we say only about uman. Uman, that means he has a degree, a profession. That means Uman lo more le'umnuseh. That means that if you ask the guy who did, yes, but he's expert of what he did. That means that if you ask the expert, we call, it's very good that you say expert, because that's exactly the point, that we say that the guy who did this table is an expert on table. Okay, we say that he already, so if he say, if he tells you it's formica or wood, you can trust him. Okay, because he doesn't want that after that you bring an expert, like you say, and you say rubbish, what this guy told you. How do you say, it's not right. But if it's a mocher, if it's a shop, and in the shop they say you know, that is arze Lebanon, that is cedra from Lebanon, yes, and after that you bring someone, an expert, and you say you're totally crazy. It's here from Germany. They have bring it. The wood is from Germany. Nothing to do with the cedars of Lebanon. Okay, so we don't say that mocher lo mara leumnute. We never say that a seller, he doesn't lie. Okay, a seller, he does, and after that he say, yes, I am only here in the company only half a year. I don't know exactly about tables. I don't know exactly about eggs. I am more by the junte, not by the eggs. So a farmer, uman, he doesn't lie, but mocher, seller, he lies.
Yeah.
Why?
Is to earn.
Why? Yes, he wants to earn. That's the first. And the second, yesh lo amatla. What is amatla? He can every time answer himself. Say, yes, I am here in this. Yes, they told me that it's from. Yes, I made a mistake. It was about this. The basis of this lamp who goes with this table, that the stick here wood who is on the lamp, this is from Lebanon. But that's right. You are right. It's from Germany. So that's uman lo more leumnuse, because he did it. I mean, he is a cooker. He has choose all the ingredients. So he cannot, if he lies, he will be taken like a non-reliable person. And to be a cooker, a professional, that means, and not to be reliable, that's a cooker. Yes, exactly.
Oh, cook sure.
Absolutely. So we cannot, rely on the one who sells the eggs. So you need the simon, okay? ואפשר שהוא ביצס of טהור. לפיכך, שואל צייד ישראל, what is צייד ישראל? We have to ask an expert, a guy who goes, to alashas, alashas?
Yeah.
Of yacht, exactly. Who goes on yacht. So he knows exactly this bird, that you can see this bird here in May. In Juni, you have other birds, and they have problems with the cables that of the Eruv that they told us that they don't see the cable, so they can be hurt on the cable of the Eruv. So every place, so you have to ask people who are yacht people, and they can tell you exactly. Okay? ואנו מכירים שאותו עוף טהור הוא. And he say, and I also learned by the rabbi So it's a yachtman who is a religious guy.
Jager.
Yacher. Yacher.
Jachtman is een jager.
Okay. Yacher.
Chasseur.
Chasseur.
Voilà.
Okay.
Vous êtes français?
Oui. Okay. So if he says the mumche, the expert, the yacher, we can trust him. Okay. Then, if we have the proof that it is from, how do you say, from a certain bird, so then you can also go and learn if this bird is kosher or not. That means if the professional tells you from what it's coming, and then you go to the rabbi to ask if this bird is kosher, that's also good. So you don't need the complete information from the specialist.
Today in supermarket.
Oh, we will arrive to the supermarket. We will arrive to the supermarket. Jumbo and Albertine, we will speak a bit later. ואם אמר של עוף טהור ולא אמר שמו, אינו סומך עליו. If the yacher say it is from a kosher bird, that's not okay. Okay, he is not trust to tell us if it's kosher or not. He is trust to tell us this is coming from kvartel. This is coming from a faisan. He say as the name, but if he say it's kosher, not good. Not very hot.
Ja,
That's
het is
Joodse gemeente.
Joodse gemeente, complete Joodse gemeente.
Okay. Better not to complain.
Het is ook nog ver komt hier.
Waste of time.
Ja.
אלא אם כן הוא מכיר אותם ויש לו בהם טביעות עין. טביעות עין is called in halacha more than a sign. What is טביעות עין? טביעות עין, I have left my, how do you say, my pen, my parker, okay? I have left it here on the table, and so there is an obligation of ashavat aveda. You have to bring it back to the owner. So, yes, okay.
What?
I have to go now.
Okay.
We gaan naar
Okay.
fysiotherapie.
So the owner, all the best. So the owner, he has to give signs, 2 signs, to get his object terug. Okay. If he says he gives the signs, it's okay. If he doesn't give the signs, you don't give it. Okay. If he doesn't give any sign, you don't give it. I was on the airport, and came a Dutchman in Tel Aviv across me. He say, here there is a bag with cigarette and whiskey, and it is left at the entrance of the duty free, and I see that it was a flight to Roma, and the flight to Roma already, how do you say, departed. There is no name, there is no, so I told him, you can take it. So he was very happy. So he came back here in Amsterdam with his, how do we say, with his treasure. Okay, so we say that everyone has tviyut ayin. Everyone recognize his own, how do you say, properties. But the Gemara says that everyone who is coming to you, he needs to bring you 2 signs to give him back his property. Only Talmid Chacham מחזירים לו בטביעות עין. We can give him If you say, I recognize, it is mine. So the question is,
Only
I have-
with one sign.
no, with no sign.
Oh, no, no.
So I asked my daughter, she's optometry, and I asked her, does the rabbis see better than the other people? And she told me, no, the contrary. They have all glasses. So why we give back to rabbis between sign? So the answer the Shchonot gave that everyone has tiyus ayin, but yesh chashash b'dedomi. There is, how do you say? So you have an object, so it can be yours, it can be from someone else, okay? So there is a margin of 20% of doubt. That means it seems it's my, how do you say, cravat. I had a Hermes cravat, but is it my? Okay. So the Talmid Chacham, if he has any doubt, he will not take it. And the Am Haaretz says the Gemara, he will, but the Domi, he say, yes, sure, it's mine. Yes, my wife bought it to me for our 50 years wedding. Okay, so it's not that he has better eyes, but if he's not sure 100%, he say he kept in doubt. Okay, so that's what the Gemara in Bava Metzia says about lama מחזירים בתיוס עין לתלמיד חוכם. Now it can be, you know, that if we have a cow, so we take the milk and we make cheese with the milk. Okay, so we know that the milk from 1st of January, we made cheese on the 2nd of January, and the 15th of February, this cheese was ready. Okay, on the 15th of February, I want to eat the cheese, but of the 15th of January, on the 2 of January, I made a shchita of this cow. Okay, and after the bdika, after I have checked, the animal was not kosher. Okay,
It's trefa.
trefa. Can I eat the cheese of the 15th February? Yes or not?
The cow is not kosher?
Ja. Kan niet. Nou, er wordt onderzocht als het dier geslacht is, of hij binnen een jaar zou doodgaan. En dan is hij niet kosher.
Of de longen goed zijn.
So, what do you say? What is with the cheese? It's already
You
by
didn't
favor.
know.
At the moment,
At the
it
moment,
was kosher because we didn't know what's going on. And you never know what's going on.
Okay, right, but not right for what
Sure.
I said, because I said that the shchita was on the 2nd of January,
and to
and
make
we say,
the cheese on
and
the
we
second,
say,
same day.
and we say that we have to go 72 hours back. Why? Because we say that this kind of trefot doesn't come in 1 second.
No.
So of course there is a chazakah till 72 hours before, till the 28th of December, okay. But if 1st of January I have found that it's not kosher, I have to go 72 hours before. Back. Okay, so I cannot eat this cheese. So also by, how do you say, by chicken. I got a chicken, the egg this morning, and then this afternoon I made the shchita, and I found that there was a fracture, how do you call it? A broken fracture. I cannot eat this egg, okay? But when I buy egg at Jumbo
Yeah, how do you know?
or at
Okay.
I don't have to be choishes.
Huh.
Because it's a miud she'eno matzui, it's very rare. On a rare situation, I don't have to be, how do you say? Yes.
It's only when you have your own chicken and your own, if you have chicken
Yes,
at home,
exactly.
then you have to problem.
Absolutely.
Okay. If you have 70 cows
Yes.
and only one is slaughtered,
Yeah.
but the milk is blended.
Absolutely.
It still count. It's 160.
Absolutely. So it's okay. It's better. Yes.
But if you, from this particular cow, you boil the milk the same day you milk the cow,
Yes.
because you took something for consumption,
Yes.
then also the pot you boil it in
It's not kosher. Absolutely. Good. And then go more because you asked it's very, how to say, thank you for your remark, but there is a machloikes about Kaiserschnitt. Machloikes between Minchas Yitzchak and the Admor Mikloisenburg. If a Kaiserschnitt in a animal makes it treif or not. Okay?
And if the eggs you buy at David, he has a herscher. And the eggs, well, what is the difference?
Okay.
Jumbo is a herscher, you can buy.
Okay, you ask a good question.
Yeah.
I will explain it
Yeah,
bit
this
later.
is also.
Yes. I will explain it. So, עכשיו נוהגים לקח ביצים בסתם מכל אדם לפי שאין ביצי עוף טמא מצוי ביניהם.
We hebben nog niet de antwoord op de vraag van de Kees.
So Kaiserschnitt, it's a machloket aposkim. In Antwerp, when I was 20 years ago a candidate in Shomrei Hadas, that was the big machloket between Machzikei Hadas and Shomrei Hadas. There was still a shchita of Shomrei Hadas and still a shchita of Machzikei Hadas, and Machzikei Hadas was only taking bulls and not cows because of the Kaiserschnitt. So we in Amsterdam, we were taking both, but we were looking because you can see after that when they bring it up, you can see the sign of the Kaiserschnitt. So Moti was every time looking, and if it was a Kaiserschnitt, we didn't took. Okay, so we took also cows, but we were looking, and because I think that in kashrus you have to make a consensus. Of course, you can have your rabbi. I have asked a Rav of Kloisenburg, and he said that it's kosher. Okay, very good. But when you are in a community, you have to do things who are for the Mehrheit. That means that people feel comfortable, that they don't open a Sefer Tshuvas and they say, wow, according to this opinion, it's not kosher. And that's why
you have to listen to the Rav of the town.
Yes, that's true, but not. I think that no, but also the Rav of the town, he has not to be a iberchuchem. That means
okay, but he can ask.
Yes, no, but I mean that he has to do things who are under a certain consensus. Of course, if there is a tradition like the quartel eggs, so you can say, yes, we have in Amsterdam this particularity. We are not Paris, we are not Marseille, we are not London. We are going to give quartel eggs. Everyone knows it already a few hundred years. So, so the guy who doesn't want to eat it, he will not eat. The problem is that most of the people, they don't know, so they eat, and after they come back to their rabbi, and they're like, wow, you have eaten this. You know that by us, never we eat this. You are from here, you cannot eat this. So after that, you get a phone call, and they say, how can it be? So, I give Hersher on Pesach on hotels, and it's with no gebrocht and no kidneys. Not because I don't eat gebrocht, not because I don't give Hersher on kidneyot. I give Hersher on kidneyot, and I eat gebrocht. But my hotels are with no gebrok, has no kidneys. Why? Because you don't need people who come, wow, you give me, I never have eaten this already all my life, and
Maar dan
now
moet
it's
je
the
ook niet
first
zorgen
thing.
maken. Ik heb in Israël kreeg ik amandelmeel. Ja?
Ja.
Kemach,
Ja, kemach.
Ja.
met erop rakloch lekitniot.
Okay.
Hoe krijg ik dat voor elkaar?
That can be because it can be the
factory.
factory.
Yes.
And the factory has stamps. And
No, not stamps. The factory has contamination. So if it's not a gluten-free or if it's not a
In a factory where milk is.
Yes, absolutely.
Maar als ik het voor Pesach heb gekocht, dan is het nog batil.
That's true.
So,
The kidneyot is batel borov.
Yeah.
So so that's true. Okay. Okay. So
Nou, morgen mooi weer.
Okay, I say that I have an allergy on Amsterdam. Okay.
Okay.
I am
Can
not
understand that.
I am not in Amsterdam.
For eggs, chicken eggs.
Okay.
No. Yeah.
Once I was sitting near Moshe Elzas, Rav Moshe Elzas from London-based team,
Yes.
and
From
I
here,
asked,
from the Hague.
Yes.
and asked him
Yes.
when it's written in on the this factored in a factory where milk and etc. etc. I said, what is then for me?
Yes. No. What did
They
they say?
said, don't take care for it because they don't only stamp it on it because they don't want.
Okay, he is 90% right, but
Yes.
10% wrong. Okay, 90% right. That's the reality about all what is a powder. Okay, what is powder? The powder is volatile, so you have to put it, and there is no any incidence about halakha. So if you buy cacao and they say milk, maybe milk, no problem. But what is how do you say a sauce or solid?
Yeah.
Yes, there is an implication in halakha because, for example, chocolate, they never clean it. They decide on a certain ppm that it's no more milk. That means it's the same. How do we say band? So for us, halachically, it's not so simple. Okay, so if you buy by Jumbo or by Albertine eggs, you can take them. Why? Because
white or brown?
Kippeneier. Because I don't speak in 2024, but I speak already in vroeger, in the supermarket, before all the regulation, before all the things you can take, because that's the most common eggs. That means you don't have to think yet, maybe it's an œuf d'autruche. What do you say, autruche? Un œuf d'autruche. D'autruche. Autruche, pas Autriche, autruche. Une autruche, une grande.
Nee, zulke eieren zijn dat.
Ja.
Dus dat valt wel mee.
Ja. Oké. Okay, autruche, how do you say autruche?
Struisvogel?
Yes, struisvogel. Okay, so of course that's very big, so that's not an issue. But you don't have to think maybe it's not a keeper eye because that's normal. Nowadays there is a regulation. The regulation that means it's forbidden to sell in the normal packaging. That means the packaging of 12, the packaging of 20. these other kinds of eggs. Okay, and in Israel, there is a stamp on the eggs. You know it?
Yeah, here also you see
Okay.
it.
What are the stamp of the eggs? The stamp of the eggs are all not only the number to know before the ink. Before the ink. I am not going to speak about the ink because I already told it once, but there is a number about if it's a number 1, number 2, number 3, or if it's big or less big, but exactly. So they know there is a traceability, a total traceability on the eggs from where it comes. So if there is a problem, legionellosis and all this kind of illness, who are very hard illness, yes, who can be in eggs, who are not pasteurized, so they can see from where it came. Okay. So in Israel, there is a law. And what is the law? The law is that you cannot sell, how do you say, all types of eggs. And I will explain. What is about an egg with inside the keep? You have cheslaf, the keep, and then you have an egg. Okay, if it's finished, betza beklipata, if it has already in the schil, it is powder. Okay, you can eat it with melkos, no problem. If it's not with schil, so that
in the soup.
Okay, absolutely. So it's fleishig. When is it fleishig? Machloikes in the Gemara, if it's mo'ure, if it's still attached, or only because there is no skin on it. Okay, but we are machmir, and we don't eat with cheese, and we kasher it also. Okay, as meat. But not together. But not together.
Nee, ze waren heel lekker. Maar je hebt ze niet meer.
Ik weet ze niet
Oké.
meer, nee, ze wordt eruit gehaald.
You know who gets them?
De dog.
No.
Je weet niet?
Okay, so I will tell you exactly. The employees, the employed people, they get in every abattoir, they get
The eggs for the chicken area.
they get all
everything.
this. Okay. So
Ja, heel lekker in de soep.
Ja, vroeger had je eitjes en amaatjes en eitjes en kerkelen.
Doe dan maar een gaggle of niks.
okay, that was the time pre-industry. Okay, so now we have a very big kashrut problem with eggs. What is a kashrut problem? Is if there is blood, and blood is considered already tchilas rikum efron.
Asking when chicken is modified, genetically modified,
Yes,
and it has two the same ends. Finally, the egg.
yes.
Is it still considered?
You have a very good question. Very good question.
Because then there's one of the simanim is
Yes, yes. But we say that here the simanim are secondary. That means it's here to recognize. But it is still kol hayotze min tahor tahor, kol hayotze min tameh tameh. So if it goes out, but here you have to have a police. That means you have to have a hashgocha for at the place where it and they will put a kosher stamp on every egg, because then you cannot recognize it at Albertine and at Jumbo. Okay, So there will be parnosa from Mashgiach.
Of zelf kippen houden.
Okay. There are people who are, there is a kind of vegetarian who are not eating also no eggs. Vegan. Okay. Okay. So if there is blood in the eggs, you cannot eat the blood because it's tchilat rikum ha'efroach. It is the beginning of getting a new bird. And that's already, how do we say, forbidden min haTorah. Okay. What is rabbinically forbidden, if it's blood, but not tchilat rikum ha'efroach, it's not the beginning, it's a blood, how do you say?
Geel of in het wit?
No. One second. So, one second. So there is a machlokes. The Mechaber says that it's only in the chel. That if it's on the wheat, you can take it out.
Yeah.
The Ramo says that also in the wheat, it's not okay. Why in the wheat is not okay? Because of machlokes, where is the kesher? Where is, there is a little white part in the white, where, what do you call it?
Kesher, dat is een knoop.
Het begin van het vruchtbegin.
Yes.
Yeah.
So this knoop, so there is a machlokes, where is the knoop and where is the beginning? So,
Ja, nee,
So-
dat is ook knoop.
so that's why Ashkenazim are machmir also if it's on the white. Now the question is, do you have an obligation of looking the eggs, if there is blood or not? So, of course, the Shulchan Aruch says if it's by day, you have an obligation. By night, you can make cakes also with not looking, because they didn't have light. But nowadays, if you have light, you have also to look by night. That's about regular eggs where the blood is forbidden mina Torah if it has already begun to be something for vruchten. And if and the Rabbanan if it's still before it gets recurved. But that's only if it's not safna me'ara. What is safna me'ara? That is, if the Gemara says, if it's 60 houses from the place where you have your, how do you say, your keep, there is no zohor, there is no mal. The female
Geen
has
haan, no.
Chenhan, so it's considered that the blood is only forbidden mishum marita ayin, because of the normal blood, but that's not forbidden blood.
Probleem.
What?
Vrije uitloop.
No,
Vrije uitloop.
I also thought like you,
Oké.
but it's not like this. I have a law, you
Nee,
know,
maar
no.
Wacht even, stil nu even.
Okay, I will explain you. You know, that's all what you say is all, how do you say, publicity.
Okay.
Nothing to do with the reality. It's, we were once, how do you say, selling veal to England. So then they came to protest to all the rabbis. You are coming, you are bringing veal from Netherlands. That's the most cruel place. They are feeding the, how do you say, the calf in a very cruel way, and they don't let them see the, how do you say, outside. It's outside, so don't bring it to England. How do you say? Yes, we are going to make a protest. Okay, so came a rabbi, and he looked what's the situation, and the situation was not here and was not there. That means it was a very normal place. Of course, they were not allowed to go in the prairie. What do you call prairie?
Prairie.
Yes. They were not, how do you say, free. They got, how do you say, very good food, but really exactly the amount of food, what was designated for them. So it was not cruel, but it was not wow, the liberty. Exactly the same for the frei loping keeps. They are not going in frei. It's only instead of 5 meters, they get 20 meters. Okay, so they can go normally. They don't get flebit. They are not. How do you say? In a condition with very limit. Okay, so there is no zohar, there is no man, there is no han. So kashrut regarding is exactly the same. So I say to people also if they buy by Albertine, by Jumbo, frei loping,
Vrije uitlopen.
frei uitlopen,
Yes.
they don't need to check the eggs, not by day and not by night, not in the white and not in the yellow. If they find blood, so there is a machloikes, what is the minhag. So Moshe Feinstein says that there is a minhag if you find in one egg, you don't have mixed with the second egg, but you find in one egg blood, the minhag by Ashkenazim is not to eat this egg. By Sfardim, if it's in the yellow, they don't eat. If it's the white, they take it off. But if it's already 2 together, says Moshe, you don't have to be machmir because that's already a certain amount of money. And then I want to explain something that Moshe said. He says that it was not logic why we are so machmir on eggs, because if the questions that we had on eggs would be on an animal, we will say that it's a sofek, and we would have permitted it. But he says that egg is not a lot of money, so we were more machmir on the egg. So he says that if it's one egg and you see it, how do you say the meaning is not
Throw it away.
But the other poskim says there is no such a meaning. It's nothing with how do you say with eggs who are not with a hand, so you can take it and eat it with no any problem. The minhag, what
How
people
can you have eggs without a ham?
Ja.
How can you have eggs?
okay, that's safne
Vrouwen
mam.
produceren ook eieren zonder een man. Ze zijn niet berucht.
Kai.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, that's called in the Gemara safne mare, and in Hebrew it's called Beitze Migdarot. I was in Kibbutz Yavne. They have thousands of eggs. It's very impressive, very interesting how they do the eggs. What? Is no one. So
Okay.
about the brown and the white
Dat
eggs.
betekent wel dat als je dus bij een boer eieren koopt,
Ja,
dan heb je
dat-
geld voor.
Yeah, that's true. That's nothing to do. Boer.
Okay.
Niet by the buurman, but by the boer.
Vous êtes où?
Moi, je suis né à Strasbourg.
À Strasbourg.
Ouais.
C'est-à-dire moitié allemand.
Alsacien.
Okay, Fred Stoyer.
Kom uit Metz.
We can do another appointment. I see after 10 March. You can tell me when
What?
you can tell me which you prefer. First is 10 March of later.
Aangetrouwde oom van Japas. Van Metz.
What do you have prefer?
Je sais pas si on dit en,
When do you want?
10 March?
10 March is okay.
Is okay? Okay.
je sais pas comment on dit en français, mais je sais chez Koyer.
Merci.
Hartelijk dank. Hartelijk dank, Raf.
Okay, with pleasure.
Okay.
I have another question, private. I sent you the picture. I was yesterday at Jumbo.
Yeah.
And I saw this. Where is this? Okay, I think I have to send you the picture. Bagels. Well, it's better to send you. Huh?
Yes. Yes, send me. Okay.
I sent you.